All right, everyone. Tyler here with Diesel Laptops, and I want to talk to you today about our Truck Parts Cross tool versus Motors FleetCross. So, Motors FleetCross, man, I think I bought this thing, a license for it when I was a service manager, a parts manager, man, probably 8 or 9 years ago. And I don't think it's changed much since then. But what I really want to dive down into more than anything is the functionality difference, the database difference, to really compare how their software works versus ours. Because those in the parts business use FleetCross. It's a great tool. It's been around forever, but it's $3,500 a year for a 3-user seat. So is it worth the extra money? I'll let you decide. I'm just going to show you a couple examples. All right. So let's just start with this. AS1142, very common part number for a slack adjuster. Now, when I go on to the FleetCross website and I search for AS1142, I have 8 different part numbers that are found, right? It says these are not crosses, select a part. But why do I have 8 of them? It makes no sense. These are all gunite slack adjusters. They're just sold by different people. So, Fleet Pride doesn't have a Fleet Pride AS1142. It has a gunite AS1142. So it doesn't really make any sense why you would list the same part number in here all these times. And even this one, replaced by Napa X TWDAS 1142. It's hard to tell really what's going on with all these acronyms, but let's just compare, right? So let's go and say I got a gunite AS 1142, and I click on it, and it's going to show me a bunch of crosses once it loads here, right? So great. There's a ton of crosses in here with Autocar and Bendix and Cruz and Brunner and all those guys. And what you can do in their system is you can obviously keep clicking through. And I can keep clicking through pretty much forever. There's no end to the click trail. It just goes on and on and on and on and on and on. And, you get out in the weeds here pretty quick, pretty fast sometimes with what they have going on. You got to use this go back and go forward button and all that. So I totally get why they do it. But, let's just go compare it to Truck Parts Cross. So here's Truck Parts Cross. Let's close that. That was a previous search. Let's go do our AS1142. And the first thing you're going to notice is, I'm going to close this for a second. The first thing you're going to notice is we have one result that comes up because there really is just a gunite AS1142. Even though Fleet Pride sells it, it's not a Fleet Pride manufacturer. It's a gunite slack adjuster just sold by Fleet Pride. Okay, so let's go into the one result that we should have. And in our system, we do 2 types of things. All right, so direct crosses are those things that we know for sure are 100% the same. So we know these are for sure because we pulled them out of a catalog or a manufacturer told us. However, there are also other things that it could possibly be, and these are called indirect crosses. So indirect crosses, what that is to Diesel Laptops and Truck Parts Cross is if manufacturer A crossed to B and then B crossed to C, but manufacturer A and C never cross to each other. So we had our computer system go in here with its algorithms and figure it out which ones are indirect. Okay. And we also have parts professionals. So we use a combination of both. And at this point, we've created over 15 million additional indirect cross references that we are 99.9% certain they are correct. However, there's a bunch more that we're not sure are correct yet. Our team's working through them. We do hundreds of thousands of them every week, but it just takes us a while to get through them. So in that case, if it's not on this list, you can click the additional matches and it will show you additional crosses. So in this regard, it does work the same as the FleetCross, but it at least tells you which ones are direct and which ones are indirect so that you have a better success probability that they're going to be the exact ones that you're going to need to replace. Okay, so let's close that and then let's go back to FleetCross and let's talk about another one. So I'm going to put in here a Alliant Power filter number. All right, Alliant Power is a company owned by Diesel Forward. They make Ford injectors. They're big into the injector and fuel injection system, but they have their own line of Alliant Power products that are very popular out there. So if I go in here and I search for an Alliant Power fuel filter, it says, oh, great, it's in here, but I can't click on it. I can't do anything. It's not showing me any crosses. It says there's an image. There is. I can click on it. It's a generic image of a pile of filters. It's not the actual filter itself. So not very helpful. I would expect more from a company that's charging $3,500 a year. So let's go into the Diesel Laptops Truck Parts Cross database and let's search for that same part number. So in here we go and we search for it, and there's the part number. We show you the actual image of the part, and look at this. We actually have the direct crosses for all of those parts. Plus, we have multiple pages of indirect crosses that will cross to the same thing. All right. So I guess what I'm trying to get across to people is we run across it all the time. Well, I subscribe to Motors, FleetCross. It's great. We love it. Yeah, that may be true, but you're paying $3,500 a year for a 3-user seat if you're paying retail. Maybe you're getting a deal somewhere, maybe you're not. And I can just tell you, and you guys all know this too, if you use this system, you know there is not a lot of updating or changing that's going on. It's looked the same forever. They don't really change much, at least nothing that you're aware of. And it is what it is. So I just thought it'd be great to do a comparison video of two part numbers here. I really challenge all of you, go to TruckPartsCross, go to the App Store on iOS, go to the App Store on Google Play, and you can download the app for free as well. We have a desktop app you can download on TruckPartsCross as well if you don't want to actually be in a web browser all the time. But it's a very great system. We're actively excited about this platform, and no, we do not plan to ever charge for it. We plan to keep it a free, open platform. And I can tell you, every search you do that comes up with no results, right? Let's just type one in that comes up with no results. Even if you don't fill out the form that we ask you to fill out, I can promise you that we will research that part you searched for in the morning. Okay, we do that every single day. Someone here goes through all the searches with no matching records found, and they research it to figure out what's going on and why it's not in our system. So the more searches, the better the database, the better the tool. That's the short version. All right, guys, I hope you really appreciate it. I hope that explains some of the differences. Thank you for your time. I hope you enjoy the platform. I'd love to see it in the comments, things you think we need to work on. We definitely will take a hard look at those and continue to make the platform even better. Thank you for watching.